10 Facts about Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Number 1. Russia planned military aggression against Ukraine in advance. Russia launched its well-planned armed aggression against Ukraine on the 20th of February 2014 with the military operation of its armed forces on seizing a part of the Ukrainian territory, Crimean Peninsula. This date is not even denied by the Russian Ministry of Defense, as it is indicated on the departmental medal, for the return of Crimea. Now, several years after the occupation of Crimea, Russia is again attacking Ukraine with full planning.
Number 2. Russia violates all international agreements. By invading Ukraine, Russia violated the 2014 Minsk Agreement, as well as many fundamental principles of international law.
Number 3. Russian aggression aimed at destroying Ukraine as an independent state. Legal occupation of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea and the city of Sevastopol was first Russian step aimed at undermining independence and sovereignty of Ukraine. Kremlin has always been firmly convinced that Russia will never become a world leader without control over Ukraine. Meanwhile, a democratic and prosperous Ukraine is a threat to the current authoritarian rule in Russia. That is why Russian President Vladimir Putin has attacked Ukraine in order to show its power to other countries, especially the United States and NATO, and to prevent Ukraine from gaining power. Number 4. Europe is in danger of nuclear radiation. Given that the Russian army has moved towards Chernobyl, and the conflict continues there. Any damage to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant could put the whole world, especially the people of Europe, at serious risk of nuclear radiation. Number 5. More than 1,000 people detained in anti-war protests around Russia. Police have detained at least 1,000 people at anti-war protests in cities across Russia, rights monitoring group OVD Info said. The group has documented crackdowns on Russia's opposition for years.
Number 6. Military aggression and hybrid warfare as Russia's standard practice. Russia's aggressive policy targets not only Ukraine. Russia violated territorial integrity of Moldova and Georgia, announced its territorial claims and the willingness to protect Russian-speaking population in the Baltic states. Number 7. Military aggression is just one element of Russian hybrid warfare against Ukraine. Other elements encompass propaganda based on lies and falsifications, trade and economic pressure, energy blockade, terror and intimidation of Ukrainian citizens, cyber attacks, use of pro-Russian forces and satellite states in its own interests, blaming the other side for its own crimes. Number 8. NATO never promised not to admit new members. NATO enlargement is not directed against Russia. Every sovereign nation has the right to choose its own security arrangements and to enter into defensive regional alliances for purposes of self-defense. As a result, Russia cannot prevent Ukraine from joining NATO. Number 9. NATO is a defensive alliance, whose purpose is to protect its member states. All allies reaffirmed at the June 2021 Brussels summit that the alliance does not seek confrontation and poses no threat to Russia. In fact, in 2002 President Putin himself stated, "Every country has the right to choose the way it ensures its security." This holds for the Baltic states as well. Number 10. Russia's success in the war with Ukraine threatens the whole of Europe. Russia's attack will have long-term implications for the security of Europe. If Putin is successful in the short term, the new front line to Russian aggression will widen to include Poland, Romania, Slovakia and Hungary, as well as Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania.